Okay, I'm gonna make this very simple. Hey, it's Adam Ward, the LED guy here, and it's Christmas. Yeah. What? Oh, okay, anyway. Look, I've been hanging up lights on my house for decades, because I'm old. Decades. So I wanted to show you a few of the tools that I use to make life easier outside, to bust some of the myths that some of you may be worrying about, and to show you what the next generation of outdoor lighting has for you. I love LEDs of all types, okay? So I'll go into Walmart, I'll buy a $20 50-foot string of multicolor C9 lights, throw it on my house. I'll put Govee permanent LED lights on my house. Those will cost $300 a string. So look, this applies to anything that you're going to use outdoors. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to need an outlet. Now this is an outlet type that I prefer right here because it doesn't matter how big the thing is that's going to plug into it. You're going to have space for it. So this is a 1-to-3 converter, has the grounded plug in it. You can pick this up for like $3 at Walmart. It's dirt cheap, it's super easy, and it can be used in tandem with other things. You're gonna need a power strip, okay? For Christmas, I don't buy any outdoor power strips, okay? I wouldn't use this with the USB one on it, just as a power strip as an example. I use this inside, that's why I have the bright red light, reset light taped over here with duct tape. But it's easy, if you're using LED lights, to multiply the number of outlets that you can use by using an extender like this. Usually power strips will have a limiting factor on it by how much current you pump through it or how much wattage you can pump through it. So the wattage and current are proportional based on the voltage, okay? The voltage is fixed at 110 or 120 volts. And then, so if you're pulling LEDs, you're pulling watts, okay? And a lot of power units can handle hundreds, if not 1,000, 1,500, almost 2,000 watts. So you don't have to worry really if you're using LEDs about plugging too much in. It's just not it's not worrisome. Now, if you plug your lights into a power strip like this and every day you go out and you flick this switch and then you flick it back, that is the hardest, most pain in the butt thing to do. Okay, so you're gonna wanna add some type of switch that automatically does stuff for you. This is a basic mechanical switch, and this has a photo sensor on it, and you can see it's very dirty. I've used this for many years. It turns on my landscaping lights, and in the winter it turns on my Christmas lights. It has a single outlet in here in the bottom, and it handles wattage no problem because I am full LED. You can put the number of hours you want it to run. You can put it on, you can put it on off. One of the things I don't like about this is that it sits on my porch facing the east. So it turns on prematurely every single night. It thinks that dawn is about 30 or 45 minutes, or dusk is 30 to 45 minutes before it actually is. And then so it's lighting it way before it should be lighting it. If you've got a west facing, it's gonna be a lot better. Or maybe you just have one that you program the time in. I've used those in the past, but honestly, they lose track of time, and I've had some get off by like an hour or two within a year. So I'm not really crazy about that. I do like this one. I have used it a lot. Before I go on to the next tool, I wanted to introduce you to the spaced out extension cord. So this has outlets every few feet on it. It's got 3 different outlets, each with 3 different plugs, and then this has an on-off switch that you can be able to plug that in and operate several units off of one. Not sure where I picked this up. Probably picked this up at Walmart, you know, in the Christmas section. So I want to make a special note here that if you're going to use it year-round like this, it needs to be waterproof. If you're going to use it just seasonal, it doesn't really need to be waterproof. You don't need to buy waterproof extension cords, okay? Because a waterproof extension cord and a non-waterproof extension cord, if it's gonna get submerged in water, neither of them are gonna work eventually. The water's gonna get in it. I like to keep all of my connections above the ground. So it's really easy to like put a stake in the ground and just hold this above the ground so that even if it does snow, you're not going to worry about it. I had a contractor friend of mine ask me years and years ago, he goes, Adam, I don't understand this. How come I can go into basements that have been flooded with water, all of the sockets are covered, and the water has and the circuit breakers have not been tripped? Pure water does not conduct electricity, okay? So if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of, smog in the air and the snow falls, you're not gonna have any acid content in it whatsoever. Pure water cannot conduct electricity. It has to have something dissolved in it. It has to have salt dissolved in it, some type of acidic salt dissolved in it, a base dissolved in it, and then it can conduct electricity. And that's why the circuit breakers don't get thrown, because pure water is not going to be able to conduct normal electricity. You've got to have extremely high voltages to be able to do that. That's not something you have to worry about in a house. So if you've got snow falling on it, something like this, it's not going to shock, it's not going to jump across, it's not going to zap. Okay, the worst thing that's going to happen is the contacts in here are going to get corroded over time and it's going to stop working. Most of them have copper in it. Copper oxide does not conduct electricity well. You've got to scrape that off. So if you are going to put this outside, I would recommend putting it under something, or you could just, put a baggie over it. Anyway, I'll just throw these in the mulch beds. Like, I don't even care. Some of them are elevated. Some of them I'll just like tuck in a bush, like above the ground, but you don't have to worry about that. Honestly, like, I've never had a problem with a non-waterproof cord going bad during the year. And if so, they're like dollars. Okay. I mean, I think the last extension cord I bought was like $6 for 15 feet. It was not that much money at all. Now, what I'm very excited about, and the star of the show, is because I have gotten so accustomed to smart LED sets and being able to turn them on with my smart home using my Amazon device, that now I want smart outdoor plugs. And I picked these two up on Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, and got them on Amazon for dirt cheap, less than $15, okay? That's cheaper than what you can buy this mechanical one for, and about the same price that you can buy a power strip for. I got 2 units here. These are both outdoor units. One has 2 plugs in the bottom and one has 1 plug in the bottom. They're both IP64 weather resistant. They're both compatible with your Amazon Smart Home, your Google, or IFTTT if you use it. It doesn't require a hub at all. It is ETL certified at EP40. Now, these models come in black. They will cover Wi-Fi range up to 300 feet. It does have a waterproof housing on it, and it supports up to 15 amps or 1,875 watts. So even one of these, I can power probably my entire street of LEDs. Like, it's going to handle my house, no problem. I have probably less than 100 watts that I'm pulling, so it's not going to be a big deal. You can add voice control. It does have an app that you can use too. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. And I've used this brand in the past with several of my smart switches in my house. I've been very pleased with it. This TP-Link Kasa Smart brand. I have the app on my phone, but I'm just going to show you how to set this up. Very easy. Open the app. The instructions are very simple. You can find it, you can scan for it, you can connect to your Wi-Fi, and then boom, you're up and running. So you can turn it on and off. Here, you want to enable Amazon function or the Google function, that you can enable it. You can connect it directly to your app that runs that, so that you use it from any of the devices in your house. You can create schedules, you can have countdown timers, you can turn it on and off at whatever time of the day you want. Sunset, it'll tie to the weather for your locale, and the sunset for your locale. It just makes life so much easier. And after years of using this and not having it turn on exactly when I want, and hating having to run outside and flick this switch or all the switches around, like, that just drove me nuts. I'm so happy to have these Kasa outdoor smart plugs, and they are a third or a fourth of the price of the Govee ones. And they are weatherproof, IP64 related. But again, I'm just going to use these for my Christmas lights. They're not going to be out there year round. So let me go hook them up, show you what it looks like, play with the app a little bit, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on whether I think you should advance with these or not, or if you should go back to a mechanical timer, or nah, you're never going to go back to that. So it's going to be a mechanical timer or smart timers. I'll let you know. Stick around. You're going to want to know the verdict. Run, do not walk. Click instantly. Order these smart plugs. They are a game changer. You're not going to go wrong. I love them. You're going to love them. It's going to make life so much easier. Oh my gosh. Go get the smart plugs. What a deal. Empty out Amazon's inventory. You are going to love it.